Meredith Woolnough here, and welcome to my coral exhibition. I am here at the beautiful Milk Factory Gallery in the Southern Highlands in Bowral. Let's go inside and have a look. So this piece here is one that's been getting a lot of attention in this show. This artwork is entitled The New Neighbours, and I didn't stitch it this year. I actually created it quite a number of years ago for the Tamworth Textile Triennial exhibition. It was a huge piece in that show, and it travelled around the country for a couple of years before it landed back in my studio, where it's been on display for me to enjoy for the last few years. But it's really exciting to have it back on display for this exhibition. It's nice for other people to see it, and people really love this one, not only because it's big and striking, but because this is the only piece that I have that is unframed. It is ready to hang on a beautiful board, but it's not behind glass like all my other embroidery, so you can get up close and really see all the tiny stitches. So I have several pieces in this show, 5 pieces that are part of my Coral Atle series, and this is one of them, and every piece in that series has this distinctive ring shape, similar to real coral atolls. It's a little nod to that shape of coral formation. And I really love these shapes. There's something about circles. I've been stitching circles for a long time, but weirdly taking the middle out of the circle just made them new and exciting for me. I really like this series, although I've only created a handful of pieces in the series so far. I think it's a motif that I will continue to explore. There's another one over here. This one here is my coral polyp atoll, and I particularly love this piece because it's a bit of a standout for me. This particular coral polyp design is something that I've been stitching since I first started stitching coral back in 2009. It's just an idea that hasn't left me. Rather than staying true to coral structures like a lot of the work in this exhibition is, this one's more of looking at the idea of coral polyps and the networks that they form and how they're all related. When you look at a huge coral, it is one animal, but it's often made up of thousands of individual coral polyps, and they're all connected and joined. And that was the idea that I was working with when I started to develop this type of design. So you've got your tiny little buds representing the polyps, but they're all connected, and in this case by this lovely swirly design. So it's a little bit less realistic than some of my other coral pieces, but still a nod to that subject matter that I love so much. So these little pieces are a lot of fun. These mini pieces are my coral frags, and as you can see there's 12 of them here in this exhibition. Coral frags are a term that you'll come across a lot in hobby aquariums. You'll buy a small fragment of coral, a coral frag, a tiny little bud of coral that has a lot of potential in it, and the idea that you can have it in your tank and it will grow into a big, more substantial coral over time. So these are starting points with lots of potential, and it was just very fun and sweet to explore small little coral structures for these minis. They're generally my most favourite and most popular works. So there are 3 large studies in this exhibition that I'm particularly proud of, and these were studies of specific coral genuses, and I've stuck really close to the structures and true colours in these pieces. Some of the other pieces in the exhibition have a fair bit of artistic license, but these ones are a little bit more scientific in nature. So this one here is my Zygnesis coral, and it's probably one of my favourites from the exhibition. I loved exploring this particular genus of coral because it grows in a really interesting way. Each of the branches zigzags, So each new branch grows off the previous one in this zigzaggy pattern. And also each of the branches have all these little bumps and nodes on them. And I also particularly liked the subtle colour fade in this one. The real species, the real specimens rather, that I studied had this lovely fade through these soft orangey colours, and that was just a really fun palette to work with. This one here is my Plum Goria coral, and this again is a very different structure of coral branch, but still really beautiful. Colour-wise, I have intensified the purples of this coral a little bit. It's a little bit more muted in real life, but it's still a wonderful purple colour, which was a lot of fun. The branches in these ones are a lot shorter and they don't reconnect, but I still love the beautiful network that they create and the patterns and shapes between them. The final large-scale study coral that I have here is my Anella Coral, and I was really drawn to this because this is just your classic coral fan shape, this interconnected network that's just such a beautiful structure to explore. And of course the vibrant red colour. Some of the earliest coral fans that I ever stitched were bright red like this, and it's just something I never get sick of. And this Anella genus does come in this amazing vibrant colour, which is so striking to see if you ever see it in real life, because there's so much blue in the ocean, and then to have this delicate blood red structure, it just really stands out, and I just think they're incredibly beautiful. So that's the coral exhibition, over a year's worth of work in one room. It is so wonderful to see all these pieces together on the wall, and it's even more wonderful to see that so many of them are going off to new homes all over the world. I'd really like to thank everybody who helped me put this exhibition together, everyone who purchased works, everyone who left lovely comments on my work as I've been making it over the years. It means so much to me. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed the show.